Coronation Street is bringing back a familiar face in a fresh part, as George Shuttleworth faces heartbreak when Christina Boyd admits she has remained in touch with her estranged husband. Joe Osborne, known for roles in Peaky Blinders and Hollyoaks, is returning to the cobbles after previously appearing in Weatherfield as shady businessman Jason Waterford in 2023. Back then, Jason had tried to purchase the Rovers from former landlady Jenny Connor, while also becoming involved in an insider trading storyline with Ronnie Bailey. However, Jason was not Osborne's first appearance in Weatherfield, as he had earlier portrayed Rod Kempson in 2017. In a forthcoming plot, Osborne is expected to take on a completely new character as the soap begins to reveal the secrets Christina has been hiding from George. Reports indicate that Osborne has been cast as Lenny, Christina's estranged husband, whom she has secretly been meeting behind George's back for several months. George, who owns the funeral parlor, is set to uncover Christina's deception when his sister Glenda becomes suspicious about the relationship and starts investigating. There's a lot of affection for Christina at the moment, and the people around her are hoping she is sincere with George, a Corrie insider revealed. But her suspicious behavior has raised doubts, and when Glenda searches through her handbag, she discovers a clue that changes everything. Following Glenda's detective work, George tracks Christina to the precinct, where he sees her meeting another man. When he confronts her and demands an explanation, Christina does not attempt to deny it, instead admitting that she has kept things from him. George tells her that honesty is the best approach from now on, but Christina fears what might happen next. Is Christina being unfaithful to George, or is she concealing a completely different secret? Coronation Street reveals Tracy Barlow's unexpected new romance. Tracy Barlow is set to begin a surprising new romance next week when sparks fly between her and Ross Wilkes, leaving Cassie Plummer desperate to warn her before things go too far. While spending time together at the Rovers, Tracy and Ross grow increasingly close, and it soon becomes clear that the pair have spent the night together. After Ross leaves the pub, Cassie takes the opportunity to tell Tracy that Ross is not the man she believes him to be. Despite the warning, Tracy refuses to take Cassie seriously and chooses to ignore her concerns. A Weatherfield insider revealed that Tracy has completely fallen for Ross and can't hide her feelings whenever they're together. The source added that Cassie is determined to end the relationship, but Tracy has no interest in taking advice, especially from someone she has clashed with in the past. The drama begins when Tyrone injures his back during a round of golf with his father. At the same time, Bernie notices that Cassie becomes visibly uncomfortable whenever Ross is nearby. Worried about her, Bernie sits down with Cassie at the cafe, where Cassie finally admits that someone has been blackmailing her. Bernie urges Cassie to stand up to the person responsible instead of living in fear, but Cassie remains uncertain about what to do. As the week continues, Ross makes it clear that he wants to build a genuine relationship with Tyrone. According to an insider, Ross has no intention of walking away and openly tells everyone that reconnecting with his son is his priority. Cassie is deeply troubled by Ross's determination, but struggles to find a way to stop him. Soon afterward, Tyrone notices that Cassie and Steve McDonald are behaving suspiciously around each other, leading him to uncover a shocking truth. Meanwhile, Cassie discovers that Ross and Tracy have taken their relationship even further, and once again voices her doubts about Ross. Tracy refuses to listen and continues pursuing Ross, even sharing a passionate kiss with him in the middle of the street while Cassie watches from a distance. However, Tracy's excitement quickly fades after Cassie reveals that she saw Ross carrying a bouquet of flowers, raising fresh doubts about his intentions. Elsewhere, Tyrone and Hope warn Ross that getting involved with Tracy could end badly, but their advice fails to change his mind. Ross keeps trying to win Tracy over until she suddenly distances herself after hearing Cassie's claims about the flowers. Although Ross attempts to explain the misunderstanding, he eventually steps away from the romance so he can focus on rebuilding his relationship with Tyrone. Still angry that Cassie interfered in his personal life, Ross heads to number 9 to confront her directly. Later, after Tyrone throws her out of the house following his shocking discovery, Cassie decides it's finally time to tell Steve the complete truth about everything she has been hiding. Coronation Street star Jack P. Shepherd opens up about wife's emotional home birth. Coronation Street actor Jack P. Shepherd has shared the touching story behind the birth of his daughter Constance after he and his wife Honey recently welcomed their first child together. The David Platt actor and his wife, who previously worked behind the scenes on Coronation Street as a storyliner, chose to have a home water birth and decided not to find out the baby's gender before the delivery. Speaking on his podcast On the Sofa, alongside former Coronation Street co-star Colson Smith, Jack revealed that they were still able to go ahead with their planned home birth, even though the baby arrived 2 weeks later than expected. He explained that it was his special responsibility to announce whether they had welcomed a son or a daughter, while the midwives were convinced throughout the labor that the baby would be a boy. Jack recalled that he delivered the baby himself during the water birth and said the experience was everything they had hoped for. He added that they were grateful they did not have to go to hospital or choose an induced labor despite the pregnancy going beyond the due date. According to Jack, Honey experienced a long and gradual labor that began on Sunday before their daughter was finally born on Friday, 26th of June. Throughout the delivery, the medical team remained certain they were about to welcome a baby boy. However, after the baby was born, nobody could immediately confirm the gender because everyone was focused on making sure the newborn was healthy. After a short wait, Honey repeatedly asked whether they had a boy, only for everyone to realize they had simply assumed the baby's gender. Jack then looked for himself before happily announcing that they had actually welcomed a baby girl. He praised Honey for her strength during the birth and said she handled the entire experience incredibly well. Jack also revealed that Honey gave birth without using any pain relief, including gas and air. Instead, she relied on hypnobirthing techniques, breathing exercises, and extensive preparation throughout her pregnancy, which he said helped her remain focused during labor. The couple are now enjoying life with their newborn daughter, Constance, following the unforgettable home birth experience. Coronation Street is broadcast on ITV1 every weekday evening at 8:30 p.m., with each episode also available to watch on the streaming platform ITVX.